Hey guys, we'll be covering all of the Nintendo Switch's game announcements for the first week of March, so let's get started. Our first game announcement this week comes to us from Curve Digital teaming up with Iron Oak Games to bring us For the King, coming to the Switch in spring of 2019. This is a roguelike RPG adventure game which sees players journey into procedurally generated levels to avenge their recently murdered king. Windscape is also coming to the Switch later this year. In this action game, you play as a young girl living on her parents' farm as you discover something's awfully wrong, and it's your job to stop the evil threatening this universe. The Trail Frontier Challenge is also coming to the Switch's eShop on March 8th. This is an exploration-driven simulator which plays a lot like a walking sim that has you play in a pioneering undiscovered country where you make your own adventure and discover what the world has to offer. Toby and the Secret Mine is also coming to the Switch later this year. In this side-scrolling puzzler, you play as Toby, whose job is to find everyone from his village after they disappeared. Silver Star announced that Rabi Labi Puzzle Out Stories is coming to the Switch later this year. This collection contains all puzzle action games for this series, Rabi 1 through 3, and The Witch's Cat. And Switch-specific features include upgraded graphics, a new easy mode, a museum mode, and online rankings. Neon Wall is also coming to the Switch's eShop on March 16th. This 3D puzzle game, spiced with a little bit of first-person shooting action, will interestingly enough support motion controls in its 3 game modes: Runner, Puzzler, and Time Trial. Pixel Noir is also coming to the Switch later this year. This JRPG-inspired detective game is set against a film noir backdrop. While investigating mysteries, you can partake in the turn-based combat as Pinnacle City's cheapest private eye. Kate Must Die is also coming to the Switch later this year. This is a very challenging horror game where the goal is to explore hostile environments with enemies who can one-hit KO you. It's also coming to Steam in April. Once Upon a Comma is also coming to the Switch. This side-scrolling adventure game started as a Kickstarter project which reached its Switch's stretch goal in the first day, so it's going to get an eShop release sometime later this year. Coughing Dodgers is coming to the Switch's eShop on March 13th. This kart racer lets you play as a quirky retirement village resident in various upgradable home weapons and race carts. It would also support 4-player local multiplayer and co-op. Paradise Lost First Contact is coming to the Switch later this year. This game's Kickstarter was originally aiming for a Wii U release, but the developers recently confirmed that the Switch will now be the target console for Wii U backers. Bit Dungeon Plus is coming to the Switch's eShop on March 8th. This is an action roguelike in which you're set on a quest to save your friend. You'll be exploring randomized dungeons, taking out enemies and bosses. Isla Bamba is also coming to the Switch later this year. This 2.5D puzzle platformer features a story, battle, and party game modes with support with up to 6 players in HD Rumble. The Inner World, The Last Wind is also coming to the Switch later this year. The dynasty is in trouble, and it's up to Robert, the protagonist of the story, to save it. The only problem is that he has no idea what he's doing, and neither does his ragtag team of companions. Zoid's Wild is also coming to the Switch later this year. A media event was held in Japan earlier last week, and a new line of toys, an anime, and even a Switch game were announced for this 30-year-old franchise. The creators also mentioned the interest in expanding the series overseas, so we should be able to see something soon. Actung Cthulhu Tactics is coming to the Switch later this year. This is a World War II themed strategic role-playing game in which the player controls an army of allied forces trapped behind enemy lines. Metropolis Looks Obscura is also coming to the Switch eShop on March 4th. This is a match 3 puzzle fighter based on a motion comic with non-linear plot. Air Hockey was announced and released on the Switch eShop on February 28th. This is a take on the 3D classic table game that includes the obvious 2-player mode, and that's about it. And the last game announcement we'll be covering this week is Bingo, coming to the Japanese eShop on March 15th. This version of the popular party game includes buzzer, slider, poker, lay flat, and classic bingo game modes. And that's all the games we'll be covering this week. Not as good a lineup as last week, but it's still very indie heavy. So with all that said, as per always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate the support. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. See ya!